What's up guys and girls, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to go over some other details that not a lot of people know about. I want to thank a developer, Ruben, once again for helping me out with this. Last time, he's the one that told me about Thor's tooth, the first one in the world to actually talk about it. And today in this video, he has given me 2 more hints that I want to discuss in this video. And I also want to give 2 hints that I've been dying to talk to you all about for a very long time. Let's get right into it. The first one is about Fenrir'S Grave. Now, at the start of the game, you can actually find where Atreus buried the body of Fenrir. Now, I've watched a lot of playthroughs and people often miss Fenrir'S Grave, but right across where the other 2 wolves are resting, you can actually see Fenrir'S gravesite. Walking up to Fenrir'S gravesite, you get this piece of dialogue.
This is where he buried the wolf.
Looks like he lit a fire by the kennel. Commiserating with the other pups, I suspect.
Now, a very interesting detail here is that once you beat the game, you can actually return to Fenrir'S gravesite. And when you do, it is slightly different as there are now flowers growing on top of it. Although it is winter and you don't see a whole lot of flowers in Midgard, these still sprung up over his grave. Although 1 piece of Fenrir's soul is in Garm, his original body and 3 pieces of his soul has actually moved on. So the flowers here are a pretty good detail. Although we didn't know him long, Fenrir was the best boy. But speaking of dead characters, the next one is a very subtle detail that was actually not intended to be in the game, but it was described as a happy accident. Let me explain. At the end of the game, Kratos and Atreus are saying goodbye to one another, and then the shot of the entrance of the cave is actually shown. Now, if you pay close attention, if you look at this little image of the left side of the wall, you can actually see a face watching Atreus leave as well. This is what the developer told me. Something I thought was on purpose, but when Atreus leaves at the end, you can see father and mother watching him as he leaves from that cave. I asked people here if the mom's face in cave opening was on purpose and no one knew about it. They just said it was a happy accident. Notice a profile of a face on the left side of the cave. Although it might not have been intentional, Faye's face is actually there watching Atreus leave at the same time as Kratos, which is a crazy coincidence if you think about it. It really shows that Faye was here on the journey all along. A very cool detail, I think. Now, I want to name off 2 more details as honorable mentions. Most likely other people have mentioned it, but for the sake of this video, I think it'll be cool to mention as well. In Sindri's house, there are a bunch of books that are here. These are references to other video games and a lot of them being PlayStation. You have Uncharted, Ratchet & Clank, Bridges from Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and many more. If you can name all of these books in order in the comment section, I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for finding it. Now, the last thing I want to mention in this video is Kratos meeting with Odin and Thor. There are certain things that I think are worth mentioning. There are certain parts in this conversation when Kratos is being kind of protective over Atreus. There are moments when Thor is moving towards Atreus, even though he's nowhere near him, but Kratos would instinctively either grab or reach for the axe. Here are some of those moments.
Of course, it means that one has to stop his search for Tyr. Keep your boy safe. That's really all you want, isn't it? So what do you say?
These moments with Kratos being protective over Atreus are very subtle and happens all over God of War 2018, even some moments in God of War Ragnarok. In God of War 2018, Cory Barlog said that struggle with Modi hitting Kratos with lightning right before Atreus got sick. The flames of his rage were only extinguished after he touched Atreus. In God of War 2018, when Baldur says, "Why are there 2 beds in there?" and Baldur realizes that there's another person living with Kratos, that's when Kratos gets a huge burst in strength.
That's real simple. Why are there 2 beds in there?
When Thor mentions a Kratos during their first fight, Kratos punches Thor, knocking his tooth out.
Lesser version of you. But I am not my sons. And your boy, Allfather, has plans for him.
When Heimdall mentions Atreus, that's when Kratos gets extremely pissed off and destroys his arm.
Is this about the little runt? Oh, now I am definitely going to gut him.
When the Norns say that Heimdall intends to kill Atreus, Kratos is willing to let prophecy happen in order to protect his son. Even after that cutscene is over, when you go back to gameplay, Mimir and Kratos talk about it, and Kratos straight up says, "This is my nature." There are so many of these cool moments throughout God of War 2018 and Ragnarok when Atreus is either mentioned, referenced, or even like in the scene around enemies. Kratos will instinctively be protective. We know how protective he was from his family in the Greek games, and now we see it here. And that is going to be the end of this detailed video. Again, I'm trying my best to not show you things that everyone might have shown you, make it a little bit more interesting. If there are any details that I missed that you want to tell me, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm gonna be out of here. Thank you guys and girls for listening. Make sure to follow Ruben on Twitter. His Twitter link will be in the description. Deuces.